The New York Knicks are cooked. And I tell you this because I've seen this before. As a Yankees fan, I got flashbacks. Because sometimes people say, oh, you know what? It's a 7 game series. It's just game one. But it sets the tone. You would rather lose by 30 points, in my opinion, than lose the way the New York Knicks just lost. 14 points up, 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, and the teams that have had this lead, in the playoffs are, 994 and 0. And then the New York Knicks did this and actually lost. They are the first team to blow that kind of lead with 14 points or more in the fourth quarter in playoff history. And the way they lost, man, they had Tyrese Halliburton having this iconic, choke symbol that Reggie Miller had in the MSG prior, man. And obviously that ended up sending it to overtime. But this was the dagger, man. Just like this. Just like this. This is literally what it reminded me of Freddie Freeman, 10th inning, Dodger Stadium, walk-off grand slam against the New York Yankees, and the Yankees just could not get back up from the way they lost, because this sets the tone, and this is actually traumatic to even want. I'm definitely going to be... Woof, I absolutely hate that moment. But the New York Knicks, man, I'm telling you this right now, they won't be able to get back up because you do not want to lose games like this. I never see teams, have such a big moment like Tyrese Halliburton's moment, even if it went to OT. If the Knicks would have won that game, I genuinely think the Knicks probably would have won the series, but this game was so pivotal, just the way that it all went down in the final 3 minutes and overtime, man. And I'll tell you this right now, the New York Knicks played a fantastic game, but the thing about the Indiana Pacers is, I don't know what it is about them, but you can be up 20 points, but they'll make 7 straight threes, and all of a sudden, you're in a 3-point game, 1-possession game. And Tyrese Halliburton, to me, he's the Tim Tebow of sports right now, of the NBA right now, because he could have a trash first 3 quarters, just like Tim Tebow did. But that fourth quarter, he comes alive. I'm a Cavs fan when it comes to NBA, and we saw them lose 2 games where they're up by 20. And then the Pacers just start hitting like Nimhard, Neesmith, all these guys, Miles Turner, McConnell, all of these guys start hitting the 3 ball like no other. Contested fadeaway threes, back-to-back threes. Tyrese Halliburton at times will have, these big buckets. But in the fourth quarter, the final 5 minutes, Tyrese Halliburton, this man just becomes Reggie Miller. Out of nowhere, this guy just starts, hitting some contested threes, step back threes, all that crazy stuff. Like the final bucket against the Knicks, sending it to overtime, he just makes these outrageous shots. And the New York Knicks, they match up well against each other. I'm not going to lie. But the difference is the Pacers are flaming hot from 3. And, the New York Knicks, you've got OG Anunoby going 2 for 8, and then the other hand, you've got Neesmith 7 from 8. So that's really the difference at the end of the day, is that the Pacers, for some reason, have came alive in the playoffs, and that's what you really want. At times, we see not the best team make the playoffs. Last year, it was the Dallas Mavericks. They weren't really the best team out of the West, but they got hot. And then obviously the best team typically wins in the NBA Finals, because that's when, the final 7 games are played, and every team is tired. They played the max amount of games, that you can with regular season and playoffs. Then you get to the finals, and the best team typically wins in the finals. That's why we didn't really see Miami Heat be the 8th seed and win the finals, because you run out of gas. Yes, you could have your Cinderella story, but you'll most likely run out of gas. The only one I could really think of is that Knicks team that was the 8th seed that got all the way. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Do you think the New York Knicks have a chance to bounce back from this? Personally, I'm going to say this right now. They do not.